This video is going to be divided into two main topics that I will use to try and answer the question of the title of this video.
Are all white people witches?
In this clip, we're going to talk about how to tell if a person is a witch. Witches are people just like everyone else. Some are good and some are lousy. Since Wicca is the fastest growing religion in today's world, a lot of people will be very open about themselves being a witch, so you won't have to wonder. In the meantime, there are certain clues that can give it away. You will find the tone of conversation to be very open about life, about not judging others, about helping animals, about healing, interest in crystals and their properties. So when you meet people and you wonder, could they be a witch? Could they not be a witch? Use some of these clues to tell.
Hi, I'm Dee Johnson and I'm a professional white witch. So these are some of my tools that I work with. This is my wand and I cast my circle with this. Lady of the night sky, bring good luck and good fortune to me. Lady of the night sky, bring good luck and good fortune to me. So mote it be. And then we just allow the candle to burn down. Witchcraft has been so misunderstood for so many years. But basically, witchcraft has been here since the beginning of time.
The evident fact that witchcraft is a European concept. And we all know the story. Witchcraft and witches were pretty much created by the Catholic Church in the Middle Ages as a power control kind of measure. They utilized themselves of these terms to demonize all of the religions that were not Christian, and like that they would be able to gain absolute power over people. The term witchcraft and witches was taken to other continents thanks to colonization, where again it was utilized to demonize local belief systems and religions. And like that, the colonizer would be able to keep the colonies under control using religion.
So why is this? Let's take a look at these words, and we'll start with the word Wicca. A Wicca is a Wicker by profession. And by profession, this is a candle maker. Someone capable of placing a wick within a can-do. The word candle is defined as to shine, to be white as a light. But if we break this word down by syllable, we get the words can-do.
Welfare mothers, and the children too, feel that they are on a dead-end street. That the way things are, there's not enough money and no way to hold up your head. And so they've begun what amounts to a welfare revolt.
Through the welfare, fill out all these papers, drag all 5 kids on the bus, go down there, sit there and wait for 3-4 hours until they come around to you. I felt like the lowest thing on earth when I went to the welfare. I felt like they were all better than me, that they could walk all over me, which I got down on my hands and knees to them and begged them for coats and boots for these children at wintertime. I actually got down on my hands and knees, and you can ask anybody down at that office. I actually got down on my hands and knees and begged them. And you know what? And when I went down there, sure, they gave me the coats and boots. Sure, after you get down on your hands and knees and you beg.
And we also get the words can-dole.
Recently, researchers trying to explain why many black students are still not on the same academic level as their white counterparts found out something perplexing. In their sampling of black students, they found that many students viewed academic achievement as white behavior.
It's not acting white because it's just like saying only white people are smart. That's not true, because black people are intelligent also.
Now, through my scholastic career, everyone, seems to think oh, she's trying to be better than us, but I'm trying to get myself through school because, you know, you see some people walking down the street, they have no education, you know, they just have no future. So it was one time one of the students went to the teacher complaining, you know, I'm getting better grades than them, you know, so the teacher would just in some kind of way like embarrass me in front of the class or say I'm doing something wrong, insubordination as her favorite word was. And it just got to be a problem because they were jealous of me, the white students were, and then turned out some of the black students were getting jealous too, so.
This brings us back to the word Wicca, or witchcraft, in regards to a can-do maker.
Each subject's assignment to turn each of the wooden pegs a quarter turn to the right, then to start over and turn them again and again and again until the experimenter tells him to stop. It is the most boring and fatiguing task we could devise. Our purpose was to provide each subject with the same dull job so each would have a similar negative experience. In order to obtain the scientific data we need, we use a little subterfuge and say we're studying motor performance. Afterward, they will be told the truth.
Okay, that's fine. Let me tell you now what we're actually studying here. It's the effect of preparatory mental set on performance. Half of the subjects are doing the job cold, just as you did. The rest of the subjects are prepared by being told that the experiment will be very interesting and enjoyable. In fact, lots of fun. Now I have a somewhat unusual request to make of you. The next subject is waiting right outside, but the fellow who ordinarily gives the spiel isn't here. I wonder if you could possibly take his place. As a matter of fact, we figure we'll be needing someone in the future, so I'd like to offer you a $20 retainer and have you remain on call for us. Would that be all right?
$20? That'd be fine.
We'd like to give you $1 as a sort of a retainer and have you remain on call with us. Would that be all right with you?
Yes, that'll be all right.
We divide the group. Half will get $20 to tell someone the dull task is interesting. The other half get $1 for the same job. They all agree to tell an obvious lie.
Okay, thank you very much. The next subject is waiting right outside.
In reality, the subject meets one of our assistants, trained to get them to publicly commit themselves to this untruth.
They gave us some pegs to turn, and I turned them for a while, and it was a lot of fun. It was sort of interesting, I guess.
Really? Well, that's strange, because a friend of mine took the experiment last week. I think it was the same experiment, and he said it was pretty miserable, and that I should do everything I could to get out of it.
Well, I think maybe your friend was wrong. Perhaps it was a different experiment, because this was a lot of fun. It appeared to me as if it were a puzzle. We, had to turn these knobs, and I tried to figure out what we were doing it for, but I really couldn't figure it out.
Well, what do you have to do exactly? Well, we turned pegs and knobs the same way each time, and that's about what it was, but it was very interesting. Do you try to find a solution of any kind?
The $1 subject sells just as hard as the $20 one. But which of them will come to believe what they are saying?
Other theories might predict that the man who is paid most would have the highest motivation for enthusing over the dull task and would be most sold on it himself. Cognitive dissonance theory leads to an exactly opposite prediction.
You're disowned.
The man who is paid $1. He knows the task is dull, but he has two discrepant thoughts.
Witchcraft.
You look on TV and you see that poor little kid from another nation. Oh, he looks so pitiful. I feel so sorry for him. But I can't overlook the fact that we have poor little kids in this nation.
Mrs. Etta Horn is a leader of the welfare rights movement. Their principle and their overwhelming complaint is that there simply is not enough money to raise a family, and then that it's given in a self-defeating and self-perpetuating way, that it degrades the people who receive it.
This brings us back to the word Wicca. This word wick, yes, it is helpful to some, but it was created to alter the mind and the possibility of what some can do. If we look at the definition of the word wicker, we see this word wick, which is really wig. As a witch is someone who alters the mind of an individual as a wig. Remember when I showed this image in my previous video? This image represented the term canon, and these people are witches in wigs. A canon is a law or rule of doctrine or discipline, and these people here are witches. The word witch is defined as the asking of questions for the purpose of obtaining the designation. And so this is then considered to be witchcraft. And then that brings us to this word. We pronounce it as way, a course or direction of motion. But it is also a method or a scheme of management. And so this word is actually supposed to be pronounced as wedge. But can you hear it? Wedge. Which means to be considered as important, to have weight in the intellectual balance. And that would make this witchcraft. And so that brings us to the word white, which carries the root word of wit. It is defined as primarily the intellect, the understanding or mental powers. So in actuality, this word isn't white, it's wit. And these people are all witches because they make you question your intelligence. If you guys want to have a name decoded, your name, someone else's name, for research purposes or relationship compatibility, it can even tell you if you're in the right career. If you are interested, check out the information in the description down below.